Welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, one word. And today we talking about more chefs. I was reading the comment section of my videos because I had talked about both these chefs, Chef Wei and Chef Cole. She goes by the name of is it Pookie Cole. What's her name? Child, I can't think of her name. What's Pinky Cole? Pinky Cole. And I was reading the comment section, and someone had said, we can't trust black chefs. I mean, you got Chef Taling, Darius Cooks. I can go on. Um, Chef Gotti. It's just like it's something about black chefs and black restaurateurs that are getting a really, really, really bad rep from the lounge style of their restaurants, which you gotta like pay for parking and pay to check your coat. Like it's Magic City in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like it's giving gentleman's club. It's giving gentleman's club with a sprinkle of scammer. Okay. And people are not having it. So we're gonna talk about these two chefs today. It's not Chef's Week, but we're gonna talk about these two chefs. If you can see the title here above or below, here up on Facebook, below on YouTube, because honey, we just got to get into it. Also, too, we're gonna be this Friday. We're gonna be on the Nosy Bystanders live show today, so we can be discussing this hot ghetto mess right here. So I put the links into the chat. If you did not get the link, let me share with you here on Facebook. Give me 1 second. But I've already put them in the chat, and I pinned one of them at the top. On YouTube. So here it is for Facebook, so you guys can get it. Just check the comment section and go ahead and register. We have a ton of people registered, almost 200 people registered for this event. We have 4 other events as well, and I want to pull them up before we get started and we do our little introductions. So we also have this show too, and I want to show you guys this as well. We also have Social Docket. It is our version of Judge Judy, but black. And yes, we take cases. So if you have a case, just email us at social docket, spelled just like this, at nosybystandards.com. Because we got a case this Saturday and it's going to be hilarious. So we have this as well. We also have 2 other shows that are going to be premiering this weekend. Let me put this here. Smash or Pass, which is it's a lip sync battle that we have on our network, and then we have one other show. And I put all of the links for all these shows in the comment section on YouTube and on Facebook. And we also have My Moment. So My Moment is a singing competition. So we have two singing shows, one lip sync, one actual people singing, showing there. And there's prizes, you guys. There's cash prizes for the winners. And also your chance to get a show on our network. So watch the show or be a part of it. I could care less. But watch all of these shows. And then Friday at 6 p.m. Central. Is it 6? I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be watching Love After Lockup. So we're going to do that live. We paid for the account, so you guys don't have to. All of these events are free on our network. Just sign up and join. It's free. I'm not going to be hosting the rest of these shows, just Love After Lockup. Okay. So let's all up in the building. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Let me pull up the comment section. One moment. Oh, y'all all in the building. Okay, good. Hello, Misty. Hello, Lucky Lady. Hello, Student Gee. Hello, Brenna. Hello, Nose You're Inquisitive. Hello, Juliet. Hello, Cami on the go. What's up, Bougie? Hello, Tamiri. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Kamiko. I gotta scroll to the bottom because you know Facebook always be late. Hello, Charlize. She said, "Girl, I show up on time. I can see what time y'all showed up." Charlize, you showed up at 6:06. 6:06, Charlize, and you're the only one from Facebook, and that's okay. Hello, Zolan. Hello, Toyali. Hello, Dame. Hello, AC. Hello, Quema. How you doing today? Hello, Bunny. Hello, Melody. Hello, April. Hello, Julia. Hello, Broderick. Hello, where's the tea? Hello, Cece. Hello, Amber. Amber says, did you check out Discovery Plus? No, I didn't. I did not check out Discovery Plus. Hello, Leah. Hello, Jay. Uh, hello, Lisa. And if anybody in the center that I may have forgot, I apologize. Well, what's up, nosy cousins on my mama's side who be putting the plates away from me during the barbecue? Okay, so let's get into the first story. So I wanted to talk about, they're both terrible people, but let's get to this article that I had pulled from Yahoo News, and it talks about Chef Wei. We're going to start with Chef Wei first. And this is from Yahoo News, and it says a popular chef on social media. Let me blow my screen up so you guys can see it. It says a popular chef on social media is doing damage control after a series of old tweets had resurfaced. Chef Wei, whose real name is Waymond Wesley, that's a mouthful, received backlash from several women online who claimed he harassed them via social media and came with the receipts to match. Somebody said, and I quote, "You're a nasty man," wrote one Twitter user, coupled with screenshots of Chef Wei's previous tweets. This tweet is from Chef Wei, and he put it out about 3 days ago. Says, "To those I've hurt with my past tweets that have resurfaced, I am deeply sorry. That was a moment in my life where I am sick in I was sick in more ways than one. Cooking saved me. You have watched a flawed man heal. I will continue to heal and learn. Thanks for being along for the journey." Someone replied back and said that you're a sick man and proceeded to show these tweets. One tweet from him says, you must have been there." And then a quote from Chef Way says, "If Black Lives Matter to Sandra Bland, she wouldn't have taken her own life. I'm serious too." Wow. He also posted a tweet of a white woman and a black woman side by side, the white woman being slightly thinner and the black woman being thicker, and says two body types that shouldn't wear bikinis versus the body type that shouldn't. He also posted an image of a black woman wearing a matching two-piece peach set and comparing her to a dumpster or a landfill. Oh, wow. Wow. What a mess. The consequences, it says, not only was the apology not received by a lot of women that he hurt, but Chef Wei also lost a partnership with a San Francisco based smart kitchen company called Anova Culinary. We've ended our affiliation with Chef Wei, wrote the CEO, Stephen Savanje. I hope I'm saying that right, via Twitter. Formal statements are coming soon. Thanks for bringing the issue to our attention. He opened up about his brand's core values and how they don't align with his past tweets of Chef Way's kitchen. It says, "We want to partner with individuals that reflect our values," said Savanier. Says Chef Way clearly does not represent the values that we hold dear. And thanks thanks to those that called this out. Woo chow. Woo chow. Not him losing brand deals. Not him losing he's gross. Wow, he's quite nasty. Wow. This from Peanutters says, "I need to put on some cocoa butter before I catch contact ashy from Chef Way's tweets." Child, he need to be stopped. This from April says, "He has not learned one thing coming from a black man against black women. What is the disappointment? No empathy or compassion." Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because, like, obviously, how he talks about women is learned. Someone had to teach him that, right? Self hatred, and you guys, it starts at home. He doesn't just pick this up on his merry way through life. Somebody taught him this rhetoric. Someone taught him this type of rhetoric. So I'm not saying that Chef Wei should not suffer the consequences of his actions and tweeting those disparaging things, because obviously in 2010 they could fly, but they can't now. But my thing about it is that, like, someone taught him that. Somebody taught him that language. And had he not been called out, and although he hasn't been doing it from, I assume 2015 and on, right? He's changed his ways, but like someone taught him that type of language, someone taught him that type of behavior or disposition against women. They say it all the time against that guy who's part of the Ace family, whatever his name is, that what the father Ace and his mother. They say there's so many videos on YouTube and TikTok of his mother presenting anti-blackness. Yeah. So it's taught somewhere, you know what I mean? He didn't just pick it up on his own. He would have never known that this was not okay language unless somebody in his household said, "No, it's fun. It's funny to laugh at black women," you know? Yeah. This from Jess says his mom got on Twitter and said he wasn't raised like that. She a lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. What did TD Jake say? You a lie and the truth ain't in you. This is from Jalen says his mom and sister got on Twitter back in the day and said that they were disgusted by his tweets. I don't believe them. The sister I believe because she didn't raise him, but the mama I don't believe the mama. I don't believe the mama. I do not. I do not. I do not. But I want to get into some of these videos that people have been posting on TikTok. Let's get into it.
Hey y'all, I just want to discuss a couple of things with this whole Chef Way thing that I find interesting that I think are being under discussed. So yeah, I'm using this picture intentionally. I know a lot of people don't want to go there, but I'm gonna go here. So just keep this photo in mind. This is his fiance, Melissa Tran, who's I think a aspiring influencer as well. But keep this photo in mind when I show you one of his latest tweets that have emerged. So this is the image in which Waymond said this is the ideal woman, perfect size woman, and perfect skin tone. So keep that in mind. He goes on to identify this woman as garbage, is what he called her. I see no difference. All right, keep that in mind. Now, whose body type do you think this is closer to? Do you think this is closer to Waymond's ideal body type or the body type that he identifies as garbage? And if he thinks Melissa's body is garbage, why is he with her? Let's get into that. Now, look over this tweet real quick. It says, "The perfect woman, black girl features, white and polite." Now, we know Melissa's not white, but she's what we would call, very light skinned, white adjacent, a white, quote unquote, white Asian, whiter skinned Asian. So keep that in mind. Black girl features, white and polite. This is something that Black women have been identifying really for not even years, decades. If you watch talk shows from back in the day, you notice that there's a particular type of white woman or Latino woman or Asian woman that they'll say, oh, they don't like Black girls' weaves, they don't like their weight, they don't like their personalities. But every characteristic they say they hate in Black women, you would find them indulging in women of other races. A particular type of Black man. There's another type of Black man that is a true escapist. He doesn't want any memory of Blackness. But when women look like Melissa Tran, when they look like Coco, Ice-T's wife, they signal to Black men that they're available first and foremost to Black men. So this tweet is almost kind of vindication because it really just he's so frank. I mean, the tweeting he was doing was just so frank. The perfect woman, Black girl features, white and polite. Their hatred of you has nothing to do with you. It's a hatred of who you are because you are Black. And that's something that I'm hoping a lot of the girls who are terrorized by him, a lot of the dark skinned women who are made to feel less than or have low self-esteem come to realize from all of this, it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with you and everything to do with his hatred for Black skin by extension. And so now you would wonder, what type of Black man of distinction who is in law school or is a lawyer, who sees himself of a certain class and above certain behaviors and attitudes of Black women, what type of Black man who's on the come up sees this and says, yeah, this is who I'm going to nest with? And what type of woman hears and sees the type of things that Wayman has done and decides that this is the man to build a family with and possibly have Black children with? Let's get it. Hey, y'all. I just wanted to.
Now I agree with her. And this is from D. Levon. We're going to play that tweet for you right here. It wasn't a tweet. It was a TikTok he had posted on Twitter. So I'm going to play it for you. Give me 1 second. Let me rewind it.
I blew the rent money on oxtails, so let's make a pasta with caramelized shallots and chanterelle mushrooms. So after you sell your kidney to get the...
Okay. 1 second. This is the TikTok he posted on Twitter that blew up. It's not the recipe. It's the first thing he says. So please pay close attention and we can rewind it back if you don't hear it. If you don't hear it, just say, Steph, what did he say?
Hey, what's up, guys? I blew the rent money on oxtails, so let's make a pasta with caramelized shallots and chanterelle mushrooms. So after you sell your kit,
He said, hey, you guys, I blew the rent money on oxtails. So let's get started with this oxtail pasta with chanterelle mushrooms, something of that nature. Which, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, I get my meat from the University of Arizona's. They have a farm, and they're at the end of their semester, the farm sells the cows. Okay, the cows are no longer needed by the university, so you know exactly what they do with the cows. So I buy the cows. Okay, so there, when you go there, they sell these boxes. They'll sell these boxes that are with different sorts of meat, and then they'll sell individuals. So there's always oxtails because again, I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. So, and that's no shade, it's just where I live. And I live in a predominantly white neighborhood. So no one buys them because they don't know what to do with them. They don't even know what kind of cut that is. So you can get like you can get the whole tail. You know how like you go to the market, you only get like four oxtails, like four sections of it. There you get the whole tail. The tail is about that long. So it's about 25 pieces. And you get it for like $15 because they don't know what to do with oxtails. They're like, what is this? I don't know what to do with this. So imagine grass-fed oxtails for $20. Okay. So I buy them all. And people be like, what do you do with them? I don't say nothing because I'm like, I don't want y'all buying these. I just be like, oh, they're really good for like bone broth soup. So, white people, they don't know. They're like, okay, whatever. So when you say anything about oxtails, that's an immediate signal to Caribbeans, Islanders, and African Americans. It's immediate. It's an immediate, like, it's a dog whistle. So to me, I feel like he was dog whistling. You know what I mean? When I heard that, I sounded like a dog. Correct me if I'm wrong. That sounded like a dog whistle. I spent my money. I spent my rent money on oxtails because one, oxtails are incredibly expensive no matter where you get them, except if you get them from like a butcher. Because again, white people don't know what to do with oxtails. Okay. And that just has nothing to do with white people. It's just not like something they cook. Try to get a chicken breast somewhere. Yeah. Because white people, they going to fry that and lay a chicken breast to the side, but not an oxtail. Okay. So, I feel like he was dog whistling. So because of that dog whistle, Black people are like, who is this guy? The same way they did Darius Cooks. Darius Cooks was minding his own Darius Cooks business on his side of Twitter and Facebook until he did that Thanksgiving dinner lasagna that blew up on Twitter. See, this is the chef's fault. This is the chef's problems. Stop posting your stuff on Twitter. Darius Cooks was minding his own scamming business, okay? He was minding his own scamming business over on his side of Facebook. The moment Darius Cooks thought it was safe to post his content on Twitter, that's when people started to dig into him. And he'd been scamming for years. And he had posted that Thanksgiving lasagna, that Thanksgiving dinner lasagna had like turkey neck and stuff in it and greens, and people were like, oh, what is this? But it actually looked delicious. And then that's when people were like, who is this guy? And they started digging. And that's exactly what happened to Chef Way. He thought he was safe on TikTok until he brought his business to should have never did that. So the chef's downfall, Black chef's downfall is Twitter. Stop posting your recipes on Twitter. It doesn't even make any sense. Twitter is not Instagram. Twitter will survive literally without videos and pictures. I don't know if people know that. Twitter is nothing but words and articles. Twitter will literally thrive if everyone just stopped posting videos and pictures on the app, because that's how the app is sustainable, because it means that you like to read. Okay. Instagram is not sustainable for just words, because Instagram is not for that. Instagram is for video and pictures. It's really for pictures, to be honest with you. And TikTok survives because it's just video format. So if people just started posting pictures with text on it. People are like, what is this? It's not TikTok. And they would never get any engagement. So these chefs, please stop posting, please stop posting your recipes on different platforms where it ain't got no business on it, especially if you was out here dog walking Black women behind the scenes. What are you doing? Are you a crazy person? Do you like to do crazy things? Do you want to ruin your life? Twitter is the last place I will post a video of myself. Do you know 5 years ago I used to be a Twitter troll? Thank God my original account got suspended, because if y'all would have seen some of the tweets I was putting out, good God almighty, okay, I would be canceled yesterday. But thank God that account doesn't exist anymore, so neither do those tweets. I lucked out and I had over 187,000 250,000 tweets. A lot. I had Twitter, y'all. I had Twitter since 2007. So that original account had got suspended and banned off of Twitter. So I just treat my Twitter kindly, but I'm no dummy to algorithms. I know not to be posting no crazy stuff like that. But that's what he posted, right? So he posted that recipe, and Black people like this, because Black people, we are the nosiest, and they were like, "What you say about Rent?" Because it felt like a dog whistle. And not a good one. So he was dog whistling to the wrong people, and turns out he was dog whistling to a bunch of internet sleuths. And they found out he not only did he have a white fiance, because it was like, oh, that's why he said that. Then they found out he was just dog walking Black women in the past. Let me get some of y'all. Let me get to some of y'all comments. This from Sissy says, everyone is taught this is not excusable. I never said it was excusable, but he was definitely taught that. So I don't think it just came out of the clear blue sky. Yeah, it is definitely his mama. You say, isn't he a lawyer as well? I guess he used to be. Curious what happened to that career. This is from Greer J says, with the name like Wayward, he has no room to talk about nobody. Child. This is from Bossy Don Diva said, I feel like when men act like that, they truly have mommy issues. They probably do. And it's embarrassing for your mother, because your mother's dark skinned. So she's got to come out and, you know what I mean? She got to come out and say something, because all I'm thinking is, who raised you? Like, who raised you? This from April says he has a problem with projection by Black women calling him out on his BS. Exactly. Not scamming business. Y'all know Darius Cooks was out there doing those credit classes. Y'all know he was. This is from Miss Ann says, hey, everyone, on time. Sitting on a tree branch watching with the binoculars. It's from April says, ain't that the truth? Stop posting food recipes. Please do. Brooklyn says, no, let them expose themselves. Stay away from Black Twitter. Black Twitter is not the place to be tripping. I'm not never trying to go viral on Black Twitter. This is from Yinzi says, him and the kitchen lady got into it and got traction. Who? What lady? This is from Tynese says, well, I'm glad I've gotten all my things together. I prefer not scamming my cousin Darius. I prefer from my scamming cousin Darius. Yeah, ciao, honey. Ciao. This from Kings Galore says, why were you trolling people in the back of the day? Because it was fun. It was fun, but I wasn't trolling like that. I wasn't saying nothing like that. I'm not anti-Black, you guys. And it's so weird, because it's like Black women can date outside their race and be very pro-Black. When Black men do it, they turn into white women. Never understood. He's an ADA in Harris County. He is, or he was. You said no, he's an ADA in Harris County and has already came out with a statement saying that they believe they are remorseful in how and is now reformed. Oh, he still works for that. Oh, okay. This from Deidre says he's mad at us because he's a hippie as an auntie. He said, don't reveal the oxtail plug. He said, who's on the docket tonight? That docket is for Saturday. It is these two women beefing over a podcast. So please come watch and join. This is from Deidre said the kitchenista who went after Darius. Yeah, she did. She went after him because when he had posted that viral video of that lasagna, she and another friend of hers who remained anonymous, she's a famous chef, apparently a Michelin grade chef, was talking about him, and it got leaked. And he found out that they was kikiing about him. They found out that they found out that Darius found out that the kitchenista and her friend, that Michelin grade pastry chef, was kikiing about him, saying, because she was. Now let me admonish the kitchenista, because what she was saying about Darius was literally unwarranted. She really started it. Like, I understand he was a scammer back in his heyday, and he still is today, but she was being mean to him for no reason. She said, they'll just let anybody cook. You could tell he ain't got, I remember it because I still have the screenshots. You could tell he ain't got no palate because what she say, you could tell he ain't got no palate because why he'd never rinse off his peaches. When he used canned peaches, he didn't rinse them off. And then she was just being nasty. She was being nasty. She sounded like she was dry hating, if you ask me, because of his success. He was like blowing up on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and she was like dry hating. So she was the one who started all the digging, even though thank God she did, because a lot of people were like, you know, he was stealing money from his service workers. He was closing down restaurants without informing people. He was stealing recipes, all that other stuff. So she exposed him, but she was, I don't know. I'm just from my perspective of when I did the story. It's on our main account, Chief Nosy Bystander on TikTok, the Darius Cook series. I think it's on here on YouTube as well. I just put them all together. It's like a 10-minute video. The kitchenista, she was nasty, and she knows she was, because there was no need for, he had not done anything to her. And the fact that she was kikiing with another chef, dogging him out because he wasn't like, Cuisinart trained. I was like, come on. Like, it was being messy for no reason. So when he came after her with a vengeance, doxed her and all kinds of stuff. But for Darius Cook's reason, he a scammer. But let's get into more of these. Let's get into some more of these clips from Mr. Chef Way.
Okay, if you don't know what's been going on with this account, just look up this apology he wrote. So get into this. He writes, to those I've hurt with my past tweets that have resurfaced, I am deeply sorry. That was a moment in my life where I was sick in more ways than one. Cooking saved me. You have watched a flawed man heal. I will continue to heal and learn. Thanks for being along for the journey. Y'all, look at these responses. I didn't understand dark-skinned women until I burned a room. The color is leaving your body after. The Alfredo, parsley, lemon, zest chicken, and Old Bay coming together. He said he learned how to make au gratin potatoes, and the colorism left his body. When I tell you Twitter is the most unserious app, I've been in tears all morning. Okay.
What's up? Is your unfriendly neighborhood publicist here to talk about how to quickly ruin your...
Not your unfriendly neighborhood publicist. Girl, why you gotta be unfriendly? That was funny. Okay, let me get back into the video.
A brand 101. A lot of y'all on here know him as Chef Way. But Black women who have been on Twitter for a very long time, which I am one of them, I've been on Twitter since 2007, remember him as Waymo the God, the terrorist of Black women, specifically dark-skinned Black women. And I just don't know what possessed him to come back to Twitter and tweet as if his sins would be forgiven and forgotten. Like the app that does not forget nothing, that forgives no one. This is called no self-awareness or brand awareness, because he literally had gotten away with his crimes by coming over and rebranding on TikTok. But that ego, your ego is the perfect way to ruin your brand. Your ego says you could not just be okay with being hot on TikTok. You had to conquer the whole internet.
What did I just say? What did I just say? He could not just be happy conquering one app. You had to go back to Twitter after you burned your platform there to the ground. Child, I just said, Come on, publicist. I should be a publicist because I'm telling you, man, when it comes to public relations, I got you on lock. If you know you did some damage control on a social media app like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and you move on to another app, these apps are like different worlds. That's why everyone always laughs at Facebook because they're always late to the news. But when you go to Facebook, they already got their own news going. And whatever happens on other apps, they will find out, but it just takes them a couple of years. You know what I mean? But the fact that he tried to conquer, like, I'm gonna go back. Why would you do that? You survived it. No one even knew who you were. No one even knew who you were on TikTok. You really rebranded yourself so perfectly, even to get brand deals. And there you go, going all the way back. Let me listen. I'm gonna follow her. I like her. I like her perspective.
That's what your goal clearly was. That's why you came back to Twitter thinking you was gonna be able to drop those videos in peace. So I won't just go in on him because y'all done went in on him enough, baby. He's having enough bad days. I don't need to add any more salt to the wound. But what I want people to learn from this is, one, if you are going to try to apologize for your past behavior, it cannot be reactive. It has to be proactive. If you're going to rebrand, it has to be proactive. You have to go ahead and grab that bull by the horns and admit to what you did wrong, explain yourself, and then you have to be okay with the fact that everybody's not going to forgive you and everybody's not going to accept it. But being reactive is always going to come across as disingenuous, especially when the evidence of your bad behavior is still very much left up on the internet, because it's like, are you really sorry if you didn't delete it or make sure it was gone? No, you probably not. And the likelihood that your beliefs have just vastly changed, slim to none, because people don't change very easily. That's just facts. Number two, if you just so happen to find success in another pocket of the internet that you have not terrorized, stay your ass over there. Don't go back to the playground where you was up here picking on people and being the bully. Of course, we all gonna gang up and want to whoop your ass. Just common sense. Use it.
She ain't said nothing but facts. She ain't said nothing but facts. She ain't said nothing but facts. Listen, if you're not listening to what she's saying, open your ears. If you know that you out here doing dirty across the internet and you go to another platform, come correct and understand that you got to leave that in the past. Okay. I don't care if you left behind 5 million followers on Instagram. If you know you was doing Instagram dirty and you wanted to rebrand yourself on Facebook and give it a rest. Stop trying to kick a dead horse. That's what he didn't understand. That's what he did not understand. I already said that before. I didn't even know. I don't know who she is, but I followed her. She seems great. Go send her a follow. She's your neighborhood publicist. Okay. She's just gonna show you how it is on the internet. Okay. So I don't know why he did that, but I ain't heard nothing from him since. So I can only imagine that he is probably quite upset and calling us all kinds of N-words and stuff. In my head, he's calling us all kinds of stuff. I'm sorry, y'all. That's true. Him and his wife calling us everything but a child of God, honey. He calling us everything but a child of God. And I'm so serious about that. I am I am so serious about that. He calling us everything but a child of God, baby, because we didn't blew up his spot. We didn't told all his business. He just not having it. Okay. He's just not having it. So good luck to the chef. Ain't not much we can do about it. Godspeed. Okay. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Amanda. It says, continue to let your egos guide you. I'm here for the movie. Yeah, honey. We see it all the time on the internet. We've seen a lot of people across the internet burn their platforms down like that. So fast. Because they just can't let their egos just allow them to just move on and do something else. You know what I mean? Especially on TikTok. TikTok is like the fastest way to burn down your platform because you rise so fast that you think that, oh, it's good. I'm just going to go and do the same thing somewhere else. Except if you've left a really bad mark when you left. You know what I mean? It's easy to gain followers on TikTok. It's easy to gain followers um on Facebook. It's easy to gain followers on Instagram as well. But if you did those apps dirty, you got to let it go, baby. You got to put, what did she say in that Forrest Gump movie? You got to put the past behind you. Okay. Hit that like button. Thank you, Kira. And don't be ignorant. Okay. I'm not y'all in here cracking up. Truth and logic. That's right. Facts on facts. Fact. Yes, all facts. You said never go back to the scene of the crime. Exactly. Not the N-word. I know he is. And yeah, I know he is. I know him and his wife calling us all kinds of in this. Like these, you know what I mean? Calling us calling us everything but a child of God, honey, because we didn't found his old tweets. Come on now. You gotta follow her on Twitter. She be packing these ninjas up. She do. You said, you know, he at home punching air, honey, punching all the air. This is from Jade says, calling us all kinds of roaches. Girl, not roaches. Calling us roaches and bed bugs, honey. They calling us everything. He calling us roaches and bed bugs. Talk about we spent the last of our rent on oxtails. It's funny though, the irony of it, right? Like he said that we spent the last of our rent money on oxtails. Looks like he did because he bought the oxtails for that dinner. Then he lost all his brand deals. Looks like he spent the last of his rent on oxtails. Full circle. Full circle. Let's get into this next story. So this story is about Pinky Cole. Pinky Cole owns I'm not gonna say the full name, but the Slutty Vegan restaurant and what's it called? Restaurant and food truck out in Atlanta. And this is her story. So let me just hit play, honey, because this is juicy. Okay.
16-page lawsuit. 11 Alive is one of the first to report. One of Atlanta's leading restaurateurs faces legal challenges tonight.
That's right. So we're talking about Pinky Cole rose. She actually rose to fame for her vegan brand, which now includes restaurants, a cookbook, and even a foundation. But now some of her employees are suing her, saying her restaurant tipped them on tips. 11 Alive's John Sherrick with that investigation tonight.
The allegations against Pinky Cole attempt to portray a side of her behind the scenes that is completely opposite of everything the public has come to know about her. The Pinky Cole who made her millions creating a popular vegan brand and made her reputation, transforming her brand into generous philanthropy.
Helping people, offering people a helping hand, and giving them an opportunity to be their best version of themselves.
But one of Cole's now former employees is suing Cole. A woman who worked for Cole at Bar Vegan in Ponce City Market in Atlanta for 2.5 years. She is suing Cole and Cole's two co-owners. The woman, Morgan, Georgia, accuses the three owners of demanding 25% of the employees' tips while also paying them below minimum wage and telling the employees, according to the lawsuit, quote, 25% of the tips go to the house. That is our policy. If you don't like it, find another place to work. Can an employer take any portion of an employee's tips?
No, absolutely not. That is a violation of the Fair Labor Standards.
Not her allegedly telling them find somewhere else to work. Find somewhere else to work after you took 25% of their tips. That means if they made $100 that night, she took $25. If they made $200, she took $50. Right? Yeah. $300, she took $75. $400, she took $100. $500, she took $125. And they were getting paid below minimum wage. I'm doing my darndest because I used to work as a server. You guys, if you didn't know, I was a career server for 10 years. So I worked at a restaurant once where, and I've worked at plenty of restaurants, high end, but Michelin grade chefs, and to the bottom low end. And I remember I worked at this one restaurant. I don't know if it's still open, but it was called Zocalo. And I remember I was doing my checkout. You know how if you're a server, you understand you pay the bank, and then if you have a bank, or if you have extra money that belongs to the house, you give the house their money and you leave. I remember one time, my first night there, I had made probably like $600-700, and I remember the manager asked me how much I made. He had a little book open, and I laughed. He said, "Well, how much did you make?" I said, "I'm not telling you that. That's none of your business." He said, "Oh, we have to write down how much you made." I said, "Oh, I'm not telling you that because there's no law that says that I have to tell you how much money I made and my take-home tips." I said, "I'm not doing that." And I never did. And everyone else would do it. And then everyone slowly stopped doing it. I said, "Why are you telling him how much you made?" Because to me, in my head, it feels like you're cooking the books. You understand what I mean? Feels like you're cooking the books. Feels like you're cooking the books. So I don't want you to cook the books. So here's the money I owe you for the end of the night. You take your money and you leave me with my devices. Okay. But what I make is not your business. And I just never did. I worked there for about 6 months to 8 months. Never told them. And he would ask me every night, be like, "I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you that. Are you crazy?" Why? So you can cook the books? I don't know. It just felt weird. And then every restaurant I worked at before and after never did that ever. So I find it strange that they would do that. Does that make sense? Like, that's weird to me that they would do that. It's not like, because we didn't tip pool. So it's one thing to be like, "Oh, we tip pool. Give me all your tips and we're going to split them up evenly." That's one thing. And I don't mind tip pooling because I can be a little lazy or I can work really hard. It gives you the option to do both. You can work really hard or work really lazy, especially if you're not feeling like up. If you're feeling under the weather, if you work in a tip pool and you got other strong servers and they cool with you, they'll let you slack for a couple days. I'm not telling you how much I make. Are you crazy? You say, "Oh no, not the vegan lady." Yes, yes, honey. Let's finish this video.
Standards Act, there are civil penalties where an employer does something like that.
Atlanta attorney Ed Buckley, who is not associated with the lawsuit, says it would be relatively easy to prove if it has been happening. He's handled similar cases against employers.
And they do things because they think they can get away with it, or they do things because they are intimidating the employees and they think that the employees will stay intimidated. It actually happens more than is reported.
Pinky Cole and her attorney declined to comment. Her attorney is about to file a formal response with the court. Morgan, Georgia is demanding for herself and other employees the amount of wages and tips she says Cole and her co-owners kept from them for the past 3 years. In Atlanta, John Schierick, 11 Alive News.
The thing that's
She should be ashamed of herself. And the part that really gets me is that she used all those people's hard work and money to build her millions, and it wasn't enough for her. She had to take more. I want to know who she invested in a restaurant with who told her that that was a smart idea to take servers' tips. I just want to know. I just want to know. It's disgusting. And it makes a really bad rap for other Black restaurant owners, because most people are not going to want to work with Black restaurant owners because they think you're going to stiff them out of their money. The same thing happened with Darius Cooks. He did the same thing, because what happens is you'll start seeing, like, all the bills start piling up, right? You see all of the food bills and hourly pay you got to pay out to the chefs, and maintenance, and something breaks, you got to, when something breaks in a restaurant, you guys, it's not like, "Oh, I got to call a plumber for $300. Sometimes it's $12, $13, $14,000 fixes. You know what I mean? And your utility bills and supplies. And they start seeing those servers walking around, at the end of the week with $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. And they know their restaurant's doing well, but they just be trying to peel some at the top, and you can't do that. That makes for a really bad restaurant. Let me get to some of your comments. Julia said, not my girl. Yes, honey, yo girl. This from Dame Girls says, I have been on both the truck. I've been to both and the vegan bar. I'm disappointed. Very. He said, who's narrating? This is so fake. Who's narrating? A live 11 Action News out of Atlanta. They're the ones who narrating it. And no, it's very much real. The lawsuit is real. This is from Elaine says, that's exactly what they was doing. I believe it. This is from Tinese says, well, it sucks to be him right now. Yeah. You said, baby, this Atlanta, home of the scammers and the finessers. I live here and definitely had an employer take my tips. Wow. This from Brown Mama says, and people are wondering why the employees took so long. Well, the longer you wait, the more money you will receive. Because usually this is how it works, right? Because it sounds like it's a class action. So, because the person who started the lawsuit said her and a few other of her old employees. So sometimes the attorneys will recommend that you go and talk to the other ex-employees if you're still in contact with them, because they're like, we have a class action lawsuit on our hands, right? So they will ask you like, hey, can you reach out to that one cook? Can you reach out to that one dishwasher? Can you reach out to that one busser? And then you three of you come together and like, yeah, heck yeah. And then he's like, now we got a case, because now you got more paid stubs, right? It's not just her, it's other people. And so it's taken so long because remember, she worked there for 3 years. She worked there for 3 years while they were stealing her wages. And then when she left, she probably talked to someone, and she probably talked to another server. She probably went to another restaurant, and the restaurant was like, we don't take your tips. Where are you getting that from? And she's like, oh my gosh, I was working at this restaurant for 3 years and they were taking 25% of my tip out. And the person at her probably new restaurant was like, that's illegal. And she probably sought out legal action. So that's usually how it happens, right? Because sometimes you don't even know. I don't think she would have worked there for 3 years and not realize that something nefarious was about it. But if you're a scammer, like the chef lady seems to be, she was talking a big game. Like, oh yeah, this is normal in the industry. We always take your tips. It's in your employee handbook because it pays for this, and this. And you, a server at a high-end vegan restaurant, you're not thinking like, oh, she's scamming me. You don't think that because you're in a brick and mortar building until you go to another restaurant and you talk to another hiring manager. They're like, that's not normal. Where did you work? That's not normal. You should probably talk to an attorney. And that's usually how it works. So there's no way she worked there for 3 years and was okay with it. She probably just thought it was customary, especially we don't even know anything about this woman. She could have been just a brand new employee or a brand new person new to serving. So she probably has no idea that that's not normal. It's not normal. You understand what I mean? This from Chas Preston says, I made it to the live. But what's up, Steph? How you doing today? This is from Lisa says, my burger did not look like the picture. I was pissed. This one, Tiffany says, 3 years back for all the servers. That's a lot of money. Let's just do the math. Okay. Let's pull up the calculator. Hold on. Let's just pull. I'm so messy. Let's just pull up the calculator. Okay, honey. Let's just see. Let's just see. Okay. I'm just curious. Okay. So let's just say, for example, she was averaging $200 a night and she worked 3 nights a week, right? So 200 times 3. So just making about $600 a week. And we're going to multiply that by 52 weeks, right? So she's making about 31,000, right? Let's say she was taking 25% of that. We're going to multiply this by 25. Oh, gosh, she was taking a lot of money. So, gosh, okay, so we're going to multiply that by, so we got to move the decimal. So hold on, let's move the decimal. So 7,800. Oh, she got to break her some bread. That's about $25,000, honey. Oh, oh, Kitchenista, you need to be, or Slutty Vegan, you got to be stopped, honey. Honey, you got to be stopped. And that's multiple employees. So she paid out about $200,000 because she got lawyers' fees too. She got her attorney and she got the lawyers who are going to win this case. And they sound like they got a case, honey, because ain't no lawyer gonna file nothing without cold hard evidence. Okay, so yeah, she's looking at paying each of those employees. This is average. I just said they made $200 a night. They could have been making well more than that. So this is the bare bone minimum of what she's going to be paying them out. Roughly anywhere between $25,000 and $50,000 is what she's probably going to owe them, plus damages, plus emotional distress, because you're taking their money. And what if one of them was facing homelessness and you're taking their money? What if one of them lost their apartment? What if one of them lost their health insurance? What if one of them lost their car while working for you? That's what you got to think about. What if one of them couldn't even take a vacation for their mental health because you skimming money at the top, and $7,800 a year at minimum is somebody's vacation? So they're not allowed to go on vacation because you skimming money at the top. Vegan. What if they lost their car or car insurance and they couldn't come to work? Well, they could have came to work if you weren't skimming money off the top of them. They wouldn't have had to revert to catching the bus. They wouldn't have had to gotten sick because they couldn't afford their health insurance because you're stealing their money. They could have kept their job had you not been stealing their money, and they could have put their kids in daycare. They wouldn't have got that toothache that led to a abscess because they lost their dental insurance because you're skimming money at the top, and therefore they lost their tooth that they had to get pulled because they couldn't afford health insurance. She better settle before they make it worse for her, because an attorney is going to be able to argue all of that. Did you lose anything? Yeah, I lost my apartment. I couldn't afford my rent in downtown Atlanta because she was cutting money at the top. Yeah, I lost my car. I filed bankruptcy because I couldn't afford my bills, but I'm working for her. Oh yeah, they're going to get her. She better settle. Stop talking about, I'm consulting with my attorney. Your attorney better be consulting with how you going to cut that check while you across the internet prancing around talking about you a millionaire. You got employees who can't even afford to live in downtown Atlanta and work for you because you're stealing from them. Like, you're literally stealing from your employees. I have no sympathy for people who steal from servers. I got none. I got no sympathy. I don't got none for her. I don't care about her raggedy vegan burgers. I don't care about none of that stuff, because you out here stealing from people. Talking about, I'm a millionaire. Yeah, but at what cost? At the cost of other people? You know, she needs to be put in jail for wage theft. She should be. She should be sanctioned so hard by the Department of Labor. She should be sanctioned so hard by the Department of Labor. She should be sanctioned so hard. Stealing money from Black people. And you know, all of those servers were probably Black and Hispanic and people of color. So you out here just stealing from your own people. I ain't got no sympathy for her. None. I got none. And this is a testament to other Black people who are trying to open up restaurants and food trucks. Don't steal from your employees. If you cannot afford to open a restaurant, don't open it. Open up a lemonade stand outside of your house if you can't afford to pay people adequate wages. If you have to revert to stealing from your employees, then you don't need a restaurant. Period. And people need to quit eating there, and they need to protest that place. Like, y'all know she's stealing from her employees. And now that her current employees, right? Now that her current employees have probably found out about this lawsuit, they're probably going to start quitting in mass and going to that attorney like, hey, I still work here, and she's been taking 25% of my tips for 5 years. Yeah, it's not looking good for her. It's not looking good. She's a terrible person. She should close all her restaurants. She should pay out all of her employees, and she should just switch to making vegan recipes on TikTok like Tabitha Brown and get out the restaurant industry, because she's nothing. She sounds to me like nothing more than your modern day scammer, and she just found a new scam. Veganism. Let me get some of your comments. This from Tiffany says, servers work hard and endure a lot for below minimum wage. She was still paying them below minimum wage. After she was not taking their money, she was still paying them below minimum wage. So she was cutting it both ways, and on the internet celebrating that she's a millionaire. Somebody should cut her dreads off while she's sleeping. Somebody should cut them dreads. Somebody should sneak some chicken broth in her soup. Somebody should replace her burgers with beef. For real. She one of them kind. This from Bossy Don Diva says, I have sympathy because I was proud of her accomplishments. That's why people need to take a business class or two before they start their own business. Yeah. Like how to open a restaurant. Step one, don't steal from your employees. Probably the worst thing you could do, right? Because now you look bad and now nobody trusts you with money. I certainly wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't trust her with money. I would not. I would not. Oh, the EEOC coming for her. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know they are. Because in order to be able to launch a lawsuit against the Slutty Vegan, you have to go to the EEOC first so they can push your case through and allow you to sue. So that girl who started the lawsuit already had to go to the EEOC. The EEOC had to approve the lawsuit for it to be pushed through because they're the ones who work with the Department of Labor when it comes to wage theft. So she had to get that approval to get to where she's at now. Child. This one like Simone says she better get a good lawyer. In Atlanta, it's hard. So many scammers. There might be a fake lawyer out there. This from Bashful says that means that she's stealing from employees during the pandemic when she qualified for payroll tax advantages. Exactly. This from Amanda says, Lisa, they have it. I wouldn't stand in the empty line for those burgers. Really? Are the burgers that bad? Not cut the dreads. Yes, honey. Slavery. Exactly. This from Juliet says, not veganism. I am on the floor over here, Chief. I'm just saying, these type of people, I just got no sympathy for them. I just don't have sympathy for like people who steal from employees. Like, really? This from Brown Mama says, that's why every year she was giving money to her alma mater, Clark Atlanta University. She just offered the last class their own LLCs. So you're doing philanthropic work with other people's money. You do realize, now let me tell you, that's the bad part about this, Brown Mama. You do realize when people are a part of very large scale lawsuits, the attorneys, once they win their case, they go after all of the places you've donated money to. So let's say, for example, she gave Clark Atlanta $300,000 for their graduating class to open their LLCs. That lawsuit, if they win, they get to go after Clark Atlanta for that $300,000, which means those kids may not even get those LLCs. It happens all the time. It happened with Brett Favre when they stole that when he got one of the people from the treasury for the state of wherever, Mississippi or something, to give that new volleyball court like $1 million or $2 million, and they had to take it back. That's how that works. If money that you have spent out came from other places, right? Specifically from wage theft, it has to come back. So that girl's attorneys, the girl who's suing her, they're going to go after all the places she made those big dollar donations so they can pay out their clients for that lawsuit. So they're going to go for this. That was dumb. That was dumb. How are you going to be philanthropic with other people's money? Try to make it make sense. This is from Bo Lady says, Lord, I just clutch my dreads. Honey child. This is from Parrish Smith says, people act like you can't just sue. People act like you can just sue anybody and get a court date. Nah, it's a long process. It is not like, I mean, there's slap lawsuits, but there are slap lawsuit laws that prevent you from making slap lawsuits. This from Amanda says, but she gave all the Spelman and Clark graduates $10,000 each for that LLC. Oh, they're going to get it back. That was dumb. That was foolish. They're going to get it from the university. University is probably not going to take it from the kids. Then the university is going to go after her for it. Like, hey, we just gave out $500,000 on your behalf. And now there's attorneys asking us for that money back. So you need to give up that money because we're not taking it from those students. I don't think she has it. I don't think she's got the loot. Okay. I don't think she's got the loot. Okay. This is from D. Levon says, my husband's boss started his daughter's business with their tips they took. My husband's boss started his daughter's business. Started his daughter's business with my husband's boss. Husband's boss started his daughter's business with the tips they took. What do you mean? Did you work there? You said, I'm tired. Why treat people like this? Did you work there? You said, I gotta go talk to my husband. The live has been so informative. Honey child, not you leaving after you got the wait. Did your husband work there? Or your husband worked at another restaurant? Honey, you got to come back. Now don't leave. Oh, her husband. Oh, Pinky's husband took the people's tips. Pinky's husband took the people's tips with her and started a business for their child. Got you. Got you. You say, yes, he did. Okay, now I'm confused again. Yes, let's run that back. Hold on now, D. Levon. Hold on now. Who worked there? Okay, here you go. It says, I'm here. He worked for a very popular seafood place, and they started taking their business. No, not Pinky. Oh. I'm confused. Can you start from the top? I'm confused. I'm sorry. Do you mind starting from the top? I will just put it all into one thing, because I'm Vaughn. I'm confused. What's up? She said, my husband. Her husband worked for a competitor. And the competitor was stealing your husband's tips. And the competitor was stealing. Oh, there we go. He says, my husband worked for a restaurant that took their tips 100%. He didn't work. It was illegal. He didn't know it was illegal. Yes, illegal. Yeah, they cannot take your tips. Nowhere. All 50 states. Okay. Every single state in the United States are governed by the same labor laws. Okay. Every state. Now, some states have different, where it's like at will or things like that. But for the most part, when it comes to tip service workers, you cannot take their tips at all. Not even if they say, oh, this is a tip pool restaurant, so we take your tips at the end of the night, but we split it up and we give it back to you. That's one thing. Or if they say, we take all the tips at the end of the night and we split it up and we give it back to you at the end of the week. That's a different thing. That's legal. You can do that if you agree to it, right? It's legal. But you can't just take your tips and then you just, oh, it'll be on your paycheck. What? No. That's not how that works. No, because your hourly wage pays your taxes. Your hourly wage is what pays your taxes. That's why when servers get checks, they're always like $3, $4. And so what? They paid all my taxes. You see what I mean? Yeah. Crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, no, you definitely should consult with and file a claim with the EEOC and let them investigate. That's what they're there for. It's a federal government program in every single state that allows you to go to the federal government and be like, hey, somebody stiffed me on my money, and they do it for free. That's what we pay our taxes for organizations like the EEOC. So don't be afraid to go there. Don't think that, oh, I don't got a case. It's not up for you to decide if you have a case. It's for your EEOC agent to decide if you have a case. You know what I mean? But it's better to take it to them than not. This from Quima says the boss of the husband took the husband's tips, and the boss took the tips and started a business for his daughter. What's his daughter's business name? What's her business name? I want to know. This is from Greer J says, laugh my butt off. Not you drink a LaCroix with a pinky up. You got to. What flavor is this? Hibiscus. I get them at Costco. Like you get a 32 pack for like $5. $10.99. That's not a $10.99 job. Tip service workers is a 1040 easy because you still pay taxes. You don't pay taxes at the end of the year as a server. Your taxes come out the same way everyone else's does. How can I do this? Some people don't know. You guys, if someone is convincing you to give them your tips at the end of the night, that means they're a really good con artist and they know how to smooth talk you. That's all that means. They're just really good at smooth talking you. You understand what I mean? They're just good at smooth talking you. Like, oh yeah, everyone does it. That's a scammer. Okay. It don't matter if you're in a brick and mortar building, you see a whole bunch of papers and files stacked up. Scammers exist in all realms of business, whether it be no business and it's digital and it's online, whether it be a brick and mortar location like a restaurant or a clothing store. Scammers exist everywhere. I think we think, oh, this is a legitimate business because there's a brick and mortar store, it's a restaurant, there's this, there's that. But even then, scammers still exist within those walls. So if someone is trying to convince you, like, at the end of your server night, like, oh yeah, give us your tips. Oh, why? Oh, it's just state law. It's just what we do here. Da, 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 da. And they talk real fast. You don't know because you're in a store, you're in the restaurant, and he's right in front of you, sitting in front of the safe. He's got a computer open. He's about to tabulate your tips. You think it's legit. You're like, okay, here you go. Turns out it's not. He's just a smooth talking scammer. You know what I mean? That's it. So you can't get blinded by the brick and mortar building. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is a legitimate thing. And it can be confusing. Just know you got to know the laws. He said, I'm just about to troll the daughter. I'm about to air her out. I want to know. Can Pinky file bankruptcy to avoid paying the servers? I don't know. I don't know if it depends on when that summary judgment comes out. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe, but it would look really bad. She seems like a narcissist. That's why she gave all that money to Clark Atlanta and Spellman. She seems like a narcissist and she doesn't want to destroy her self-image. So she's definitely not going to file bankruptcy to look like she's a broke, penniless, bum. So she probably won't. And if she does, she's probably going to keep that all closely guarded secret. Understand what I mean? So it's really up to her. It's hard to say. This is from Nisi says, they no doubt hired a lot of people who had suspect work history. What do you mean suspect? This from Julia says, people just don't know, but Pinky is a good talker. Yeah, she seems like it. If she can talk you out of 25% of your tips, she's a smooth talker. Because me as a career server, right, before in my heyday, you would have never convinced me of that because I'm not a dummy. Even when I worked at that one restaurant, they was like, tell me your tips. They didn't want my tips. They just want me to tell them how much I made. Even then, I didn't even have my undergraduate degree. I didn't even have my associate's degree. I knew something about it didn't even seem right. I was like, no, I'm not telling you that. Ha ha ha. Very funny. I'm not telling you. So I just didn't because something about it wasn't right. But now, worked at all the years I worked at restaurants, there's no way you would convince me to give you my like I would laugh. Like, you want this 25%, you got to come in my pockets and come get it. And I don't think you want to do that. So you're not getting 25% of my tips. And that's how it would be. And you're just going to fire me. But you're not getting my bread. She sounded like she was doing a shakedown. You either pay the 25% or you go somewhere else. That's a shakedown. That's a mob type of talk. You going to give it to me or you got to go. Like, what you going to do? Bury me in the river or send me up the river? No, I would have told her straight up and down. Like, if the first night I got there and she said that, I would have told her immediately, you could have the 25%, but you're going to have to come up in my pockets to come get it because you're not getting it. I'm not just handing over. I'm not about to help you rob me. What I look like? I don't know. So I'm about to help you stick me up. Girl, bye. Girl, come on. This from Brown Delight says, nah, I'm I'm gonna just have to try it from someone who already has some. You're just like me. This is from Rich Business says, off subject a bit. Did you see the Miele Organic had hooked up with P&G? Y'all ain't hear this from me. Okay, come close. I can't tell you who told me, but she's in the hair industry. I can't tell you who told me. Okay. Now I heard through the grapevine, okay, that she had that deal a year ago. I guess a bunch of girls in the hair industry knew about it a year ago, and that Procter and Gamble had a year ago had changed the formula a year ago, and they added more alcohol. So when I asked why would they add more alcohol for people with oily hair, it wouldn't make sense, right? Why would an oil-based product have alcohol in it if the product is geared toward people who have dry hair? Well, if you add alcohol and it thins out the solution, then individuals who have oily hair can use the product. That's what I heard through the grapevine. Mm-hmm. That formula did change, allegedly. That's fact. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I heard, but you ain't hear it from me. And don't ask me who told me, okay? Because when I asked her who told her, she said, "Don't ask me." But she in the industry. I said, "Come on, tell me." She said, "I can't tell you." So, woo, child, tea, honey. Yes, honey. So, they've been had that deal. They had that deal a year ago. And this is what I also heard through the grapevine. They only own 10% of the company now. That's it. 10% of the company, and they are only the face of the company with their 10% stake. That's it. So everything that occurs with a company when it comes to brand deals, remember I showed you guys the Miele ad campaign in the marketplace that only creators like me with a large account can see. If you guys have large accounts, you would see it, but only large creators can see because we have access to it. Nothing in that brand deal subscription said anything about looking for women with coarse or coily hair because they never made the brand ad. They didn't do it. Procter & Gamble did. That's why so many white women were getting up those brand deals with them, because there was nothing in there that indicated this is a product specifically for women with black or coarse and kinky hair. And you can have coarse and kinky hair and be a white woman. It don't matter. But that is what that product is for. Mm-hmm. I showed y'all that. That was tea. I'm shocked I didn't get kicked out of I'm shocked TikTok didn't find out of me showing y'all that, because I could get kicked out of the creator marketplace. But Miele is in there. Miele, however you pronounce it, is in there, and they are most definitely not in charge of their branding, because there's no way a bunch of white women would have gotten their hands on that product, except that product is formulated for women with oily hair. It is now. Yeah, that's the tea. This is from Kwanda. What's up, Kwanda? Says, not that the hand up whispering, trying to hide your mouth from others trying to read your lips. You said, no wonder my hair was shedding. It's shedding because there's alcohol in it, allegedly. You want to hear that from me? This is from CRG. Says, you said, I'm not shocked. The natural hair community said Miele's owner wasn't cool. Mm-hmm. 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 This one, Jazzy Old Lady, said the formula was a great product. Always gets changed when sold. Sad to say. Yeah. Tonight, too much tea. Go lay down, girl. Go lay down. Go ahead and lay down. The tea too hot. Go lay down, honey. Go ahead and lay down. Go ahead and lay down. Okay. Storm Road dropped it 2 weeks ago. Dropped what 2 weeks ago? This from Tiff Y says, I've been a barber since 2011. I've tested products for Procter & Gamble. Does not make hair care products for Black people. They always put parabens and sulfate, even in their Black products. And that's why I don't buy it. That's why I told y'all, all I use is Blue Magic. That's it. That's all I use in my hair. I don't use nothing else. I just use Blue Magic. That's it. I know they ain't owned by Procter & Gamble, because I think I still have that same. I go through a jar like every 6 months. I go through about a jar every 6 months. But yeah, I only use blue. I don't trust none of that stuff. I'm using the stuff my mama used to use. I'm not using none of that new stuff. I'm not using none of that new stuff. Mm-hmm. Who we talking about? Ayana. Ayana fixed my life? Hold on, let me scroll to the top. What y'all talking about? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Still the same. Still thick. And when I sweat, it drips down my forehead. What about Ayana? Ayana fixed my life? Ayana? Honey, this too much. I use Olaplex shampoo, not the conditioner. And I use the Olaplex hair treatment. I do, Jess. Yes, thank you for correcting me for the hair treatments. But that's only right after because my hair's relaxed. So that's only right after I relax my hair to build the strength. But I ain't gonna lie, Olaplex is OG. It's so good. I ain't gonna lie. Olaplex is very good. And I like Olaplex because it works for all hair textures. I don't know how they do it. You're gonna have to call Olaplex. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. But Olaplex works very, 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 very well for all. I've never used a product that strengthens my hair. So I like Olaplex too. Yeah, you're right. I do use Olaplex. I'm not rich. I'm just a little fancy. Now somebody fixed her life and broke her back, honey. This is from Rat Meat Stew. Yum. Says Storm Monroe dropped alleged area Pinky slept with Ayana and there's a tape. When was this? Can somebody tell me when? Is Blue Magic back on? I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. When did they drop her show, honey? When was her show dropped? Hold on, let me look it up. I guess I have to look for it on Twitter. I think that's fake. It's not real. It's not real. Not fix my life. I don't think it's real. There's nothing on the internet. There's nothing on Twitter. There's nothing on Instagram. And there's nothing on Google. I don't think it's real. Okay. Sorry, you guys. There'd be some buzz around it. Blue Magic's white on. Well, they're doing a good job. Okay. They're doing a good job. But you guys, that is all that I have for you today here at the Nosy Bystanders. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern here at the Nosy Bystanders Live on Facebook and YouTube. And remember, check us out this Friday. We're doing a watch. Here, let me pull it up here. Hold on one second. I'm going to put it in the chat. And if you guys can, register for this event that we're having. If you like the show Love After Lockup, then you'll really like watching it with me. Okay, so we're gonna be watching the Love After Lockup here. Let me share my screen. And if you can, we're just looking for 50 more people to register for this event tonight. So register for this event now. We paid for the subscription, so you don't have to. You can watch it for free with us. All you have to do is just register for this event here. And we're gonna be watching it Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Nosy Bystanders Network from your phones. You can watch it from your phones, or if you have a Roku device, watch it from Roku. But we need 50 people to register for this event tonight. We also need 30 people to register for our social docket for this Friday. So I'm going to put a link to the social docket. If you guys can register for this here, I'll put it in the chat. Register for the social docket. We're trying to get it to 100 registrants. We really want you guys to watch this show. This is our version of Judge Judy called the social docket, where you can submit cases to a real attorney who happens to play our judge and our bailiff, Kim. And this is Judge Coco, and she will listen to your cases and decide your rulings for the show. So submit your cases to us at socialdocket@nosybystanders.com and then register to watch this live Saturday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be good. Two girls, and it's a real case, two girls are going to come to the show so they can duke it out to determine who is the true owner of this podcast. It should be interesting. I've talked to them. They sound pretty hood, and y'all know I like me a hood mess, honey. So it's going to be really good. I hope you guys register now. We just need 50 people to register for the Love After Lockup and 30 people to register for social docket. And we'll actually hit our goals to make sure that you guys watch with us. I'm excited. I'm excited for Love After Lockup. I'm excited for social docket. I'm also really excited about these two other shows, and I'll put the links for them in the chat. It's called Master Pass. It is a live interactive lip sync battle, and it's in the comments below here. So register for that one as well, you guys. I'm really excited. So I'm going to wait here like we always do until you guys finish registering for these events. And while you guys are registering for these events, I'm going to just change the graphics here. I wanted to this, Lord, it's something about these internet chefs that I'm just like, here's my thing. Why is it not white internet chefs? Why is it always black internet chefs? Like, what is the deal? Like, why are they always out here just like? So when I did that video on Chef Law Cannon, that other chef, y'all know he tried to get our video taken down here on YouTube. Did you know that? He mass reported our video to YouTube. So my YouTube advocate reached out to me and was like, yeah, somebody submitted a privacy thing on your video and said, we watched the video. You didn't show any private information like addresses, phone numbers, birth certificates. So do you know anything about it? I was like, that's that Law Cannon dude. I said, it's a chef that had been allegedly scamming money from a lot of people, saying that he was going to be doing this event. And then when they checked him on Twitter, he's somewhere in Paris cooking for Justin Bieber. So I said, we just discussed the story because there's tons of people who said that they've been stiffed by him. He tried to mass report our video. Tried to get our video taken out. It did not get taken down. Thank God. Thank God it didn't get taken down, because this is an American-based company. YouTube is stationed here in the United States in Silicon Valley, California. So you have real humans reviewing your cases of people trying to mass report you and not robots. So they reached out to me and said that. Crazy. Yeah, but that's different though. It was for insider trading. She wasn't like saying she was going to show up to an event and never showed up. She wasn't taking money from her workers, like not like that. Like Martha Stewart was a different case. She a different felon. This from Virtuous Eatery. What's up, sis? I'm registered for both events on my calendar. Yay, thank you very much. Let me check the numbers. Let's see where we at, y'all. Oh, we're almost there. We just need 20 more people to register for our event and we're done. And then when we get out of here, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Okay. But yeah, so Law Cannon, that heathen. I should text him right now. His Twitter's still private. I have his phone number. I have his phone number. Let me see. It's in this phone. Damn. It's in this phone. Crud. It's in the phone. I keep saying I'm going to send him a text. I'm going to shoot him a text, and I want to know why. I'm just going to be ignorant with it. Like, why you report our video? We didn't do nothing to you. I was nice to him this summer. I came to him very politely, and I said, someone reached out to me that said that you were supposed to do an event for them, and you didn't do it. Why you didn't do it? And he said, I did do it, and da-da-da-da-da. And he gave me this, oh, I got those messages. I got to find them. Oh, I'm trying to see if I can find them. I know they in here. When did I talk to that bonehead? Hold on one second. I'm trying to think, when did I talk to him? Okay, we're almost there, you guys. We still need 20, we still need 20 more people to register. I can't remember when. What's the Chicago area code? Is it 773? What's the Chicago area code? You said we need to keep our companies going and stop selling out. Yeah, 312. I don't. I thought that nigga was in here. I thought I had him in here. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see how many people who have registered for our event. I still need 15 people to register. No, I'm going to reach out to him. I said I was going to do that last time, and I'm going to do it this time. His phone number is in this phone, and I checked 773. I didn't have a number in there. He's not in here. I didn't save his number. I just texted. Fudge. I'm trying to think. What did I say to him in that message? Hold on. Let me search this. Okay. I bet he's in here. All right, hold on, y'all. I got to find this or it's going to drive me crazy. It's from a Luce. I'm going to find it. Nope. What is this man's phone number? Why didn't I save it in my phone? Maybe I just didn't care enough. Okay. No. God damn it. Okay. Check your MacBook. I don't think it would be in there. Okay, I'll check it later. What's up, Desmond? I'll check it later. Let me... It's done by. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Let me check to see. Okay. Perfect. Okay, you guys. So we will be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, here at the Nosy Bystanders Live. Again, I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. You guys have a wonderful evening. We'll be back tomorrow. You know it's going to be some more mess. And I'll look into that Ayana thing. I don't think it's true, but I'll look into the Ayana thing. That's my phone number, 630. Okay, I'll check 708. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye.